All right, cool. So the reason why we're in this group is so that we can get to financial freedom, all of us together. And over time, Men of High Value is probably going to become a whole lot more than that, but we need all of you guys to get your financial freedom to participate on that long-term journey. So, and we're going to do that mostly through text coaching. Even the people that I'm coaching one-on-one with, most of the coaching that is done through text. Yes, we have one session a week, video call, those guys that are paying high ticket, but every single day I'm texting Luaista. He texts me morning, he texts me in the evening. We got communication going all of the time, and some of you guys have that as well. So we're going to go through how to 10x your texting experience with Joseph, but there's a whole lot more to it. It's not just about how to text. So let's get into it. This is you on the left-hand side. And for some of you guys, you maybe already have time and money freedom. Awesome. Excellent. Good for you. It's a very small percentage. And all of you others want to get there. And for me, when I define time and money freedom, it's basically that you have the opportunity of not having a boss. You have the opportunity of having location freedom, which means you can move anywhere in the world you want and still make an income, etc., etc. It's time and money freedom. The numbers you see in the middle is how long it takes to actually build this type of income. With 5K a month in most places around the world, especially low-cost countries, you'd be able to survive okay with that type of income if you're single, right? And most of you guys are. The 6+6 means that it takes 6 months to create massive momentum in your business if the right habits are in place. And the +6 months is the recommendation that I give, Alex Hormozy gives, and a lot of other financial, guys out there are saying, is you should keep your job for 6 months after you've managed to get to the kind of income in your business that you want to get before you quit your job, and then keep that job while you have your business. So I'm writing 6+6, but you should be able to have that plus your job after 6 months of momentum building. That sounds kind of crazy though. Like what? It takes me 6 months to get time and money freedom? Yes, but only if the right habits are in place, okay? Which leads me to the next slide, okay? This is phase 4. It's simplified, focused business building. Most of you guys are not in phase 4, all right? So what are the other 3 phases? Let's go through them. Phase 1, this is the first phase where most of you guys, 80% of you guys have gone through this initial phase. It literally takes days, or should take days, to get into the habit of all of these. Maximum a week, absolute maximum 2 weeks, okay? So I'm kind of being very courteous and helpful with those that are doing this slow, but it's, I'm trying to use people's skills, but making sure let's get through the document phase, all right? Phase 1. Your 50 Dreams, CEO schedule, financial statement, all of you guys hopefully have done those. And then getting the habit of reporting inside of the Men of High Value app. And then screenshotting this inside of the group chat. This is a habit that is easy to do once you've gotten into it, but it takes time to get into it. And then there's this last document that only a few of you guys have. I haven't really implemented it yet, so it kind of should be in parentheses. But in phase 4, there will be some stats that we need to keep track of. And if you are in sales, there will be some customer relationship manager that we need to keep track of during your phase 4. All right, this is completely necessary in order for you to get financial freedom. So the documents need to be right, needs to be correct. That's phase 1. Phase 2 is that you need to have instant income when you're building a business. Sometimes people are trying to build a business, although their income sucks. Like their income is shit. Okay. And what is that? It means that you have lower income than you have expenses. If you're trying to build a business in that type of circumstance, you're going to be in desperation mode and in needy mode. You're going to have issues that causes you to be inconsistent. And phase 4 is all about consistency. So if you're in phase 4, but you drop back to phase 3 and phase 2, and then sometimes phase 1 because you're not updating your documents, you're not being consistent in phase 4. So it's going to take a whole lot longer time for you to actually get to the land of your dreams because you're not consistent, if that makes sense. 2 to 4 weeks to get done with phase 2. And when I'm saying done with phase 2 is actually having a consistent job that you're receiving income from so that your expenses are taken care of. You don't have to worry about money while you're building your business. And it's kind of automatic. And business building is happening in the evenings if you have your daytime job and in the weekends, right? And you just make sure that, okay, everything's organized, everything is consistent, I can build my business. So that's phase 2. Let's get past that phase of not having money, not having an income, because it needs to be taken care of. And again, it should only take a few weeks. And then the last one is a phase that you might be in for a long period of time. All right, so what can cause you to be in the limbo phase? Because you could stay there for a very long time. One, if you're not responding much, this is a problem when I communicate. This is daily text coaching. And if you're not responding much, that means that every single day I'll be like, hey, bro, how are you doing? And then you'll be like, yeah, I'm doing great. How about you? And then we're like, okay, like, are you going to progress? Like, what's next? And if you're not responding much, it starts becoming nagging from my side. And suddenly there's not only low value, but I become a burden in your life because we're not talking about the things that are actually going to get you your financial freedom. If you actually respond back and forth and we have a continuous communication going, that's going to allow you to ask a bunch of questions that will lead to behavioral changes. Several businesses don't want to simplify life. This is something that I'm discussing with a few of you guys that have too many things going on. Very often entrepreneurs do that because of the shiny object syndrome, like, oh man, this is a great idea and that's a great idea. And I need to do this and I need to do that. And it's like, whoa, bro, like you only should have one business, okay? And focus is the name of the game. You can read the others. Some of those that are very interesting is the less than 240 points a month. That just simply means you're not really, either you're not reporting or you're just not, you don't really care about the fact that you have 4 points some days and 0 points other days. And like, you're not trying. You're not obsessed with your business and your financial freedom. In school, I'm putting question mark behind them. Some people manage to build while that is a distraction for them. Others can't. And so if you're continuously in limbo and you're still at school and school is a problem, then get rid of it. If you have a girlfriend and she's continuously giving you problems that causes you to remain in limbo, then get rid, maybe, you know, it's just an interesting thought. And some others in the group also believe that their addiction is a problem. I have a few that are saying, oh man, I relapsed again today. And I'm like, who cares? Like, are you actually doing your personal habit? Are you doing the things that are supposed to be happening, your sleep schedule? You're getting your 10 points. Because if you are, then your addiction is not a problem. Your addiction will fade away as you become more obsessed with the things that's in front of you. All right, so this is what we want to get to. Phase 4, simplified, focused business building. And this is how it will look like. 6 to 18 months. If you have a massive struggle, that's okay. If it takes so long to get you past the limbo stage, it is what it is. I'm going to work with you, right? And obviously, you know, it's because you're a paying client. And we'll help you get rid of the distractions. We'll put the habits in stone and we'll get you from delusion to belief to confidence. And it might take time, but that's great. No problem. But if you want to make a decision today, no, I'm going to manage to do this properly and fast. What do I need to do, Joseph, to get to phase 4? That's a great question to ask me in text messages. Joseph, what's my next step? Joseph, I need to get to phase 4 quickly. What do I need? And then we can have a great conversation. And it really comes down to having your personal life in order. You have me, your one-on-one mentor, you got the group chat, you got the group call, use it, right? It's your environment, because those things will help you to be consistent in the small things that help you to be consistent in the big things. The big things in your business building is your personal habit. Make sure that the personal habit is the right personal habit that will actually take you to your freedom. We discussed this back and forth. But consistency in small things, when I specifically mean, is using the app and then reporting with it, with the screenshot inside of the group chat, because it will keep you consistent and accountable to this entire process. So a lot of guys think they're in phase 4, but are you really? Ask in the DMs and you'll find out. And if you want phase 4 and you find out that you're not in there, we need to help you to create a not to do list. There's a quote saying, get rid of what you don't want to make room for what you do want. All right. So next, this is the situation. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, your life is too complex. You have too many decisions to make. There's too many people in your life that is not helpful, and they're causing you to have too much to think about. You will have inconsistency. And this is what makes the financial freedom journey, instead of it being 12 to 18 months, it becomes 18 to 24 to 30 months instead, even with my help. Okay, so you have to actively participate in simplifying your life. Joseph, what could we get rid of? All right, let's figure it out. And phase 4, this is when life is simple because your schedule is simple. And the only thing you have to think about is, I'm getting my 10 points today. That's it. I'm getting my 10 points. Did you get your 10 points? Great. Because then you're actually moving forward with consistency. This is a chart of mastering any skill, and business building and getting your financial freedom is a skill. And in many ways, it is skills that will actually give you your financial freedom, right? And if you look on the left-hand side, people say that 10,000 hours is that you become one of the best. What does that mean? It's one of the best in the world, okay? Like, out of 1 million people, you're probably the best person doing that skill with 10,000 hours. Those are the amount of years that it takes, depending upon how much time you invest per day on that specific skill. So if your business is a skill, so to speak, we want to speed up that process as fast as we possibly can. And when you have a full-time job, it's very difficult to do 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours a day. It is. It just simply is. But that's what it takes. This is why it's so crucial that you become obsessed about building your business now, rather than in 12 to 18 months, when you see other guys pass you who joined later than you getting their financial freedom. You're just like, oh crap, like, man, he's gotten so fast results. Like, we have people in the group that's been around for 2, 3, 4 years that don't have their financial freedom yet, but you know, YL got his 6 months ago. Like, he joined, like, you know, less than a year ago. So you know what I'm saying? So you simply have to invest the time. And to be honest, this is what you need. 2,000 hours is probably enough to quit your job. You might actually make it with 1,000 hours. That's 25 weeks of 40 hours a week. So 6 months, right, of 40 hours. Now, 40 hours on the side of your full-time job, that's an intense 80-hour work week. And it might take time to build up towards it. But what is it that takes time to get there? All of your issues from phase 1 to 2 and 3. The fact that you don't want to simplify your life and you don't want to get rid of stuff to get you to that point. So you have to consider it. And also a big part of this is the weekends. Okay, like just think about the fact of 10 hours a week. Well, what are you actually doing with 10 hours a week? It's like, okay, maybe you're investing Monday to Friday 2 hours after your work. Great. But then Saturday, Sunday, you take completely off because you've got self-care, you've got family issues, you got to take care of errands and this, that, and the other. it's just going to take you an extremely long time to get there, right? Compared to others, way faster than anyone else doing the traditional route of going to school and trying to get a job and then doing that whole thing there, right? But if you manage to set up your weekends to the point where you actually put in the 11 hours on Saturday on your business, because you have a Monday to Friday job maybe, and then Sunday you do the same thing, that's 20 hours extra or 22 hours extra in addition to the hours you put into it during the week, right? So you can, the real issue in someone that has a Monday to Friday job is the weekend. What do you do during the weekend? Because that's going to speed up the process massively. All right. So phase 4, what you measure improves. When you report what you measure, the improvement accelerates. And that's the whole, it's the entire philosophy of Men of High Value. We're trying to accelerate improvement because of the reporting that's happening. So we've got the habit app for the reporting, and then we've got, the coach as the accountability partner that has 15 plus years of business experience that can help you to get to the land of your dreams. And lastly, the secret is found in your daily schedule. All right, so these are the 4 pillars inside of Men of High Value. You've got daily text coaching. You've got the Men of High Value app. And to be honest, without it, I don't know anything of what's going on in your life. I'm just texting you, getting a few texts from you once in a while. If you're not filling in the habit sheet or the habit app and doing the time tracking, I'm completely in the dark about what's going on in your life. I have no idea. And without information, we can't be in formation, okay? Meaning we can't go to war together because I don't know what's going on. Like, are you coming with me, or are you just kind of, hanging around in the woods? Like, we got a battle to fight in front of us here, but if you share with me through the habit app what's going on in your life, and those 10 points, right? And the time tracking is all I need to know, because we've set up the systems in such a way that happens. And as more information you give me, it also gives me more inspiration for how to coach you to the next level. Okay, and then we've got the group chat daily. Encourage each other. Use it. Like we've got tons of people with a lot of resources, a lot of networks. Talk to each other, and even you can meet up and do video calls when I'm not around. Like, you can do that. There's a lot of value to be found from this group. And then we've got the group call weekly, which we're grateful that you're attending and watching in terms of the recording. All right. So lastly, how to text Joseph. The key is when to text Joseph. Daily, yes, but also all of the time. Okay, so let me explain this. I'm different. Okay, I'm different than most coaches out there, simply because I really desire to be in every aspect of your life. Okay, now, is that a positive thing or a negative thing? Well, it depends. Do you trust me? Because if you trust me, then that can be a very positive thing. Obviously, you are responsible for the actions and the behaviors that you take. But if you involve me into the decision-making process of your daily life, I have a lot of experience in my short, young 38 years in February this month, life, to help you brainstorm the right way, because I've talked to so many men, all right, over my time. And if you involve me into your daily life, I will help you to make wiser decisions than if you just made decisions based on your own understanding and your friends and family's understanding of who are influencing you because they're in your presence. So I'm willing to go into the nitty-gritty with you, and I'm the only coach at this affordable rate that's willing to do that, okay? So when I say text me all of the time, I actually mean it. And when it becomes too much, I'll let you know, but I've never experienced it being too much, ever, I think. Maybe, but I'll let you know if it ever happens. All right. So what does all of the time mean? You got 3 things. It's the way you start something and the way you finish something. That's the most important thing. The morning and the evening is how you start and how you finish it. This is why the sleep schedule is so crucial, because it determines your consistency. I know that you went to sleep at that time. I know that you're waking up at that time. It makes it so much easier for me to work with you. And if you text me throughout the day, wow, like amazing. So what are some suggestions for things you can tell me in the morning? I slept on time. I woke up on time. Preferably, if you are following your sleep schedule because you're checking off those 2 points in the habit app, you don't even need to tell me that. I know you slept on time. I know you woke up on time. It's perfect. And then I want you to tell me every day, this is my 2024 dream. You don't have to say it like this, but I want you to remind yourself why you're getting up every morning. Is it to get your financial freedom? I want 5K a month this year, December. I'm going to get it. Then tell me that every day. I can remind you as well, but if you tell me what your goal is, this is why I'm going to go and do the most important thing that I need to get done today. Fantastic. Now we're teammates. Now we're in formation. Now we can make things happen. Instead of thinking about all the negative stuff that's happening in your life, let's go tackle the thing that's going to solve everything, is you having time and money freedom, right? That's the morning time. It's not a lot. How long does it take to text me this? Like literally takes you less than 1 minute, right? And then a quick conversation with me if I'm awake. Great. And you're good to go. In the evening, I did what I was supposed to do today. This is how I feel about my day. Maybe you feel crappy about your day because a lot of stuff happened, whatever. Maybe you feel fantastic. Great. Whatever. I'm there to support you. And this is how I've made everything ready for tomorrow so that tomorrow becomes even better. Like imagine having a great day. You did what you're supposed to do. You feel fantastic and you're ready for what's going to happen tomorrow. Oh my Lord. Like, do you understand how fast you'll be progressing if you're texting me this way? And the key is every morning and every evening, every morning and every evening, and it continues. And do you notice what happens now? It becomes a habit. And once it's a habit, we can move forward together because it's a habit for me as well. And then throughout the day, this is for like I gave an example to someone. When you're applying for, let's say, 20 applications a day and you want a job really, really quickly, then it would be helpful for me, for you every 10 minutes or 15 minutes when you've delivered an application, the way that I tell people to apply for jobs, if they're just searching for any job. I've done one. Great. This is the second one I've left. Third one done. Fourth one done. Text me all of those. Even if I'm asleep, like for me to see 1 application, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 20, boom, like you'd be crushing it. Like I'd be fired up. And then I finished. And when you have issues, why wait until the evening to tell me? Like you can tell me right there and then. A lot of you guys, I'm awake during the day. You can text me. I have an issue. What should I do? Or do you have any thoughts? And a lot of you guys have noticed that I'm on my phone a lot and I'm responding very, very quickly. Use it. It's your asset. It's to your advantage. At some point in time, I will have to increase my prices. 99 is an amazing price, affordable price for everyone. I wanted it to be that low because I want sustainability. I want it to be affordable, etc., etc. But as more of you guys become successful and I keep bringing people in, which is a great thing for everyone, I will have less and less time for everyone, right? So I will have to raise my price somehow at some point, shape, or form, probably this year sometime, right? It's important that you also make this fun for me. Like, just remember, like right now I have 40 people that I'm working with, right? I want to get to the point where I have 100. Some people that it's fun to coach, and those are the people that are actually doing what I'm saying and participating and trying to be consistent. And then there are others who are just paying me and they're not really present. They're not really there. They're not really showing up in their life. So it takes time. I'm willing to work with them because they're paying me money. But if like we got to work together. Okay. So I just want to put that out there, because if it's not fun for me as your coach, it's probably not going to be fun for you either. But guess who determines if it's fun or not? It's you, through actually putting in the work and making things happen, so that we don't have to have that conversation in the future where we're like, bro, like, do you really want this? Like, why are we doing this? And then you've kind of like, well, what, like, who else are you going to use? What else are you going to use that's affordable at this price point? That's going to be consistent and work with you on every single problem that you have in your everyday life. There's not many other coaches that do that stuff. They just give you, here's the system, and then come to a group call. It's like, no, I want people to get results. So I'm going to go into their life and simplify everything so that, you know, we've solved the equation, your equation.